Hello, everyone. Hope you're enjoying this morning so far. Truly, this is the day that the Lord has made. I want to talk to you today about pressure. A lot of times we don't want to hear about pressure. We don't want to face pressure. We realize sometimes in our life, as long as our life is going well, as long as things are working the way that you wrote it down on paper or wrote it down on your vision board or dreamed of it, then we are okay. But as soon as pressure comes in our life, it causes us to be a little bit unstable. It causes us to be a little bit off balance, and our equilibrium is not steady and steady. Well, with God, He said in His Word that if you live in godly in Him, you're going to have to go through persecution or pressure. You're going to have to deal with things in your life that's not going to be the norm. You're going to have to deal with people in your life that it's not normal people or their normal way of acting or their normal way of thinking. Don't you know a piece of coal becomes a diamond because of pressure? Don't you know the gemstones and your birthstones of your month for your birthday, before they looked as pretty and beautiful as they were, they had to go through a pressure stage to produce their brilliance. And this is what God is trying to do with us in our lives. We go through what we go through. We go through tests and trial. We go through persecution. We go through abuse. We go through ridicule and lies. We go through people always criticizing us. We go through the devil always attacking us and trying our faith in God because he wants to pressure you into giving up on your belief in God. He wants to pressure you to quit. And you see, you cannot quit, because what God does with pressure is this. He allows it to happen so you can allow yourself to see how strong you are. Some of y'all don't know how strong you are because you're always abandoning ship when the water gets in the boat. You're always ready to start crying and complaining and stuff when things start happening that doesn't feel good in your life. It doesn't feel good in your spirit. And you got to learn that it's only a light affliction. You got to learn that sometimes God is pushing you to your brilliance. God is pushing you to your blessing. God is pushing you to your destiny. If you don't go through anything, how would you know what you're able to stand? How would you know what you're able to contain? You will never know your capacity unless you go through, unless you handle what? The pressure. That's why God never, every time something happens in our life, He doesn't just pick us up and take us out. He takes us through, because the more you go through something, the stronger you will get. The more you'll see what your capacity it is, how much you can take. And once you master that, then you'll be able to help someone else master it. You got to go through something. You got to deal with tests and trials. And you can't blow up. You can't fail. You can't give up under pressure. It's okay that it don't feel good, but you feel better once you go through. Once God takes you through. Once you tell Him, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Once you tell Him, I got power over the enemy and anything that he does against me. I got power over any weapon that he tries to form against me. I'm going to handle this pressure. I'm not going to complain, because God said, do all things without murmuring and disputing. When you turn around and start complaining about your tests and trials, you're already canceled out. Yeah. You got to go through. You got to do it. Sometimes when hurricanes and storms come, it will allow you, after the storm has passed, it'll allow you to know how grounded you really are, how steadfast you really are. Some storms come just to prove that, to help you prove where you're at in your life. Sometimes storms come and brings hard winds. Will every wind blow you away? Or some winds blow, but you stay steadfast. You may sway to the left, sway to the right, but you're steadfast. You handle the pressure. Can you handle the pressure today? Can you go through without complaining? Can you go through without murmuring and disputing? Can you make it all the way that you could be a help to someone else? You know, there's a difference between giving a hand and always putting your hand out. You know, it's the Lord said it's always better to give than to receive. If you can't receive the pressure, what's your end? Will you make it to the end? Because life is nothing but pressure. You have to go through things. You have to deal with people. Not everybody's going to be our friends. That's including family. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to tolerate you. Not everybody's going to want to work with you. Not everybody is going to want to talk with you. Not everybody is going to love you. Not everybody is going to respect you. Can you handle that pressure? Can you go through knowing it's going to be all right regardless who's with me, who's against me? Can you do that? If the Lord be for you, who could be against you? So long as you got God, you're all right. Be that diamond in the rough. Go through that pressure. Embrace it so God can show you the brilliance. He can show you the outcome of going through your pressure. You come out as pure gold, a precious jewel, a precious gem. Can you handle the pressure? Will you go through your pressure? Will God say, well done, good and faithful servant?